Hello, beam me up, Scotty, and welcome to your deck review. For those of you joining us for the first time on YouTube, this is a series where I, Maldhound, a known hater, will lovingly and calmly talk about your commander deck's PP. Your PP being your premise and your practicum. Your premise is the idea behind your deck, it's what you hope it does. Your practicum is what it actually does. So we're going to spend a few minutes talking about what the author wants out of this deck, whether or not it is achievable at the power level they intend to play at, or if they will have to compromise. And then we're going to talk about what's actually in the deck, and how we get there. So the premise of this deck is, you gotta be cloning me, which I think is a you gotta be kidding me pun. We'll workshop that. I was a little baked when writing this primer. I'm back with a deck that I might believe might be beyond fixing. It's not because the commander doesn't fit. We're doing Bant. You liked my roast of Yuna, and actually building the deck was a disaster. I kind of want to fire this deck into the sun and build it as a Narcy or a Nixia deck to win con. Right, we hardcast to reanimate summon Bahamut out with Yuna. HOS by discarding it through Bazaar or putting it in graveyard before turn 9. I don't know what HOS means. Clone or copy it. Is this enough to win? Move on to step 4. If not, move to step 5. Step 5, concede the game, go take a nap. So I think the plan of, hey, I'm going to play multiple summon Bahamuts. That's good. I can't identify a problem with that. The only problem I'd have with that is, do we play the Bahamut quickly enough? Do we find the Bahamut quickly enough? So what we would do there is look for redundancy. What other good summons could we clone to do Bahamut-esque things? Talking about utility enchantments, figuring out what blue cards to use. Clones feel like a more impactful way to win than Blink. Okay. The problems. I'm struggling to build a non-stacks control deck out of this. I don't think this needs to be a control deck. We'll see. Cetessan Champion and Calyx are out because I'm not doing auras or aura-based Voltron. That doesn't matter. Here you go. Like, if we're going to have a lot of enchantments in the deck, it doesn't matter if you're not doing Voltron. Having a big creature is good. Like, everybody's doing damage. Well, not everybody, but nearly everybody is doing damage, and you're certainly doing damage with your 18 Bahamuts. So I would not write this off just because we're not like, oh, I don't intend to make one Enchantress creature really, really big. It is a card draw engine that is going to become a really good blocker. That's awesome. Now for Calyx, I think you're also wrong here. We want to make copies of summon creatures. Calyx by himself is good enough for this. You need no synergy. This card is cracked in half. It is an absolute piece of shit, and I lost sleep the day I found out about him. Just have Calyx, and when enchantment come in, the counters go on Calyx, and you just keep pushing a fucking 8/8 at people. And if they ever can't or don't block, there's my next summon. Yeah, Defense of the Heart, good. Problems and problem cards. Yuna's +1/+1 counters only help if I add untap cards that go infinite with a ham sandwich. We must be wildly underrating combat damage for that to be true. I can understand how we would get to this situation, but with Yuna, it's like you just tap out or near tap out. Like, you leave 1 mana up for Bant interaction moment, but you near tap out, cast a summon or any creature that's good to have counters on it. You begin swinging them. When they die, their counters go to something else. And then you just keep bodying people. So this is more of, with what you want to do, I would say this is more of like an aggressive tempo deck, and the clone is the over-the-top finisher. I get hard counted by anybody running birds. Marvel is here to save you. It's a new Selesnya Storm. Hold on. You gotta be fucking with me. There it is. Put this in. Tutor it. Who cares? Fuck them. Nice try, birds. Bring Ramping like a crazy person with Wild Growth, Utopia Sprawl, Warren, Power Stone. Doesn't feel useful because if I cast one big enchantment creature and then run out of gas, I think I need to cut some ramp for more card draw. That could be true. This is not a deck I would be Warren Power Stoning in. You may be tunneling too hard on Bahamut. With a 4-mana commander, I would be, with a 4-mana 3-color commander, this is where I would be okay with 2-mana ramp. Personally, I would still probably run 1-mana ramp just because 1-mana ramp is so good. But you don't have to just like shove in every piece of 1-mana ramp. I would be using the enchantment ones. I would be using Birds of Paradise. And then I would probably leave it there. And then I would be doing 2-mana ramp to fix my colors so that I could always play Yuna on turn 3. And then on turn 4, I would begin dumping some type of valuable summon, playing interaction, playing setup creatures while holding up interaction, etc., etc., etc. So inappropriate card draw selection. We only have 24 enchantments. This is also part of the reason your current build is going awry. If you want this to be an Enchantress deck, which I don't think it has to be, but if you want this to be an Enchantress deck, you need way more. Like, imagine if I showed you a Tatyova deck, and I said, yeah, I'm going to play Tatyova, I'm going to draw a ton of cards. How many lands do I have? 24. You wouldn't believe me, right? And people do this all the time. Like, they'll do like, the cornerstone of my card draw is whenever I cast a creature spell, I draw a card. I have 21 creatures. I have Archmage Emeritus and 10 sorceries. So we can definitely do this as a Yuna Enchantress deck. I would personally rather go creature heavy if the thing we like is the summons. I would then build your Nixthia deck. Go Enchantress. Well, even then you'd be more of like a Reanimator thing, but you can do some Enchantress stuff there. Probably Narcy for your straight up Enchantress, because she is the Abzan cares about when a saga finishes. And then you would probably be casting a lot of your sagas to burn people down. So that is where I would go all in on Enchantress card draw. For this deck, what's our ramp look like? Cool. Cool. Probably better to be Birds of Paradise, right? But cool. Not sure why. I don't like it because it makes us commit. It makes us commit turn 2. Oh, that's why I don't like it. It makes us commit turn 2 and turn 3 to ramping to Yuna when I always want to be playing Yuna on turn 3. If I play 2-mana ramp, I want it to get my commander out next turn, not get my commander out 2 turns later. Don't love Kodama's Reach for this. Don't love Power Stone, Warren Power Stone for this. Syrian Elves is okay, but I feel like we have to do better. Like, let me just OTAG ramp, mana value 2, type enchantment, because I'm going to try to let us keep rocking with this Enchantress synergy while we can. We have Fertile Ground. This is really not 2-mana ramp. Ordeal of Nylea doesn't do anything. We have Wolf Willow Haven, which I don't love. Shimmerwild's Growth, which I do think is acceptable, because this will float 1 additional mana of the chosen color, so it can help fix, versus Wolf Willow, which cannot help fix, which is, like, of non-zero importance. Oh, woof, and then that's it. So we really just have Wolf Willow and Shimmerwilds for enchantment-based. But, like, I'm going to keep it a stack with you. I like Rampant Growth more than I like Worn Power Stone for this deck. I just want us to, as unerringly as the tides, get turn 3 Yuna so that we can go like 5-mana creature on turn 4. I would even be willing to play Growth Spiral just to get a new card into our hand. I don't think you really want to be doing the artifacts. You just don't need to. I would be running Incubation Druid for the simple reason that even though it doesn't fix, Yuna makes this way less awful to draw later in the game. That's one of the big problems where you go, one of the weaknesses of my ramp strategy is you go so heavy on ramp that you always know the early game is going to be great, but if you're not good about your card draw, you will have dead draws of these superfluous ramp pieces late in the game. Incubation Druid helps that a little bit because we can use Yuna to cast them, then they have a counter on them, and then they're a big ramp piece to maybe help us double spell to close the game out. So I would run Incubation Druid. Dire Sage is pretty greedy. I'll be honest, it's pretty greedy because again, it only does green, and we are gonna be pretty down to the wire on making sure we can cast Yuna on time. You could run Shared Roots, you could run Kiora's Follower. Kiora's Follower is really, really cute because it's both a ramp piece by untapping your lands. If you do it on a land you've enchanted, it's super ramp. It is pseudo vigilance for your summon creatures. That's how I'd clean up the ramp. Recursion! Yeah, sure. Yeah, why not? I think you could also consider the White Paradigm spell. Oh, Restoration Seminar. Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. Card, like, it's already $4. It's better than people give it credit for. It's just like, hey, 7 mana, is it late in the game? I'm never fucked anymore. I'm never fucked anymore. A board wipe, you can't hurt me. Farewell all modes, I'm not speaking to you. And then what else do we do? Silly little tutors for sure. This is a problem. What are we doing? What are we doing? 6 cards that'll make you smile? Okay, we have to do better than this. So I would say the next thing we want to try to correct. Yeah, I've got protection's really funny. I don't think... Heroic Intervention I'm okay with. I don't think we want to be playing 2 mana Protective Interaction when we could be playing 1 mana Protective Interaction instead. I just don't... I don't think the Trample is necessary. I don't think... Well, I mean, the Flicker's good, but like Ephemerate, right? Why are we... You know, if this is a we just can't proxy and Otherworldly Journey is 18 cents, okay, but this is the situation where I tend to, or a good example of why I don't like budget as a restriction, and why I'm so pro proxy when the situation you're playing Magic and allows for it, because we are doing the exact same play pattern as if we ran Ephemerate. We're just now doing it like, oh, it's slightly worse, and I don't keep up as well, and it's just because this card's twice as much mana. And we have 35 land, which is kind of low. Bazaar Baghdad, got to get the fuck up out of here. I swear to God. Sideboard, whatever. What is... Are we ramping, making more of pet summons? Hell yeah, this is fine. I'm cool with that. I think there's a lot more clones we could be running than this. So what I would be looking for to make this deck go better, we definitely want more summons, right? We want this to feel like a summon deck. We want to be able to utilize Yuna's counter moving around to keep power pushing on our board. Like, I can see why this feels like it does nothing right now, because if we don't hit a summon, we're never moving these counters around, which means we're never stacking up like a really threatening creature. So let's examine how many summons do we have in Bant? What summons can we use to replace interaction or card draw? Because that is where we're going to make our money. Or maybe ramp. There's probably not a lot, because we can play Fenrir, but that's going to be... That's 3 mana, and we never want to ramp on 3. Like, we could play it after the turn after Yuna to have it come in bigger. Has summon a type? I don't think... If I just do summon, commander, Bant, this should do it. Type creature. Okay, what we got? Titan. Very good card. Will make something fucking massive. Will do a bit of ramping for us, although it's later ramp, not early ramp. You could run Fenrir, but he has problems that we've already talked about. I think you have Yojimbo already. Leviathan's tough, but is not the end of the world. Let me go to the ones we do have, so I make sure I'm not double dipping. You have Titan. Yeah, okay. Oh, you have Fenrir. Oh, Jesus. We have Veil 4. That's good. You could run Leviathan, especially with clones. Leviathan can get really good because this is going to be a repeatable card draw engine, and it's just I bounce, I bounce, I bounce, I bounce. I don't love I don't love that this is random, but none of the random options are that bad. Like we either get a bigger threat, which we will keep because of Yuna. We get a protective counter on something, or we get to remove a creature. Because this is going to come in as a 7/7 with Yuna, which means it's going to be much better at like taking out anything we needed to take out. I think we could try to make Shiva work. We could. We don't have. We're not gonna make good use of Good King Mog. And that's really the end of it. Okay, so we're mostly just borked. We're mostly just borked because of how few summons we have. That's really devastating. That makes me understand the fact that we've gone into the Enchantress sub-theme a little bit more. I would still be looking at what creatures could I play that are going to get these guys out sooner, and what helps. Like, honestly, rather than trying to sit back to be a control deck, I would still be... I should be in the driver's seat. I should be getting out there and trying to push damage and trying to utilize this +1/+1 counter clause to, like, force people to blow removal before they want to, and then have the removal not matter that much. I recommend this guy a lot for green decks, but he's still fucking awesome. He has trample. He can flip summons out for us. He can ramp us. He is very importantly, if we hit a land drop, no, even if we don't hit a land drop, playable the turn after Yuna. And really what we want out of this deck is we want to go Yuna, something important. If we can't play something important, we want to be able to interact. I do think of the summons we've looked at, you can bring in Magus Sisters. I don't love Shiva, but we can try to make her work. And with a cloning strategy, she can work pretty well. I think Primal Garuda will get more mileage than you think. 4 damage kills more creatures than you might otherwise believe. A lot of people will swing their stuff pretty wantonly in the early game. Don't underestimate giving other stuff flying to help you get damage in early. That's what you're trying to do. You're not trying to sit back, leave everybody at 40, make so many clones of Bahamut that you then deal like 50 damage to the table. You are trying to chip in with summons, get value, get a little bit of removal, and then by the time Bahamut comes down, if you only have one other Bahamut, we win the game. And then we can skip step 4, step 5. Like, let me just see how... Okay, so we hit an applicable piece of ramp, an applicable control piece, but no card draw, no summons. Applicable piece of ramp, applicable clone, board wipe. To avoid going down to 6, I might try this one. And, like, all I'm going to do is... Ooh, do I play my commander or do I ramp more? I think I ramp more. I'm a greedy child. I know 3 visits can't get an island. Doesn't matter. Shut up. Board wipe. Veggie has talked about this in a Good Time Boys podcast, I think, about deck building or how to play certain decks. This is also the way you should be doing control if you want to be a control deck. I don't think you have to be a control deck. I don't even think you benefit that heavily from being a control deck. But I would not be like, what counterspell should I use? What 1-for-1 interaction should I use? Board wipe a bitch. Ramp and board wipe a bitch. And then play big stuff that takes over the game. So from here, yeah, like this guy's just a complete fucking dead draw. I don't want to trade any of the cards in my hand for this. I have enough mana to do what I need to do. Get removal, that's solid. We have a removal saga, but we don't have card draw. We don't have a big summon. Defense of the Heart. This will probably get something out that makes us happy, and then we can start going. But the stuff that felt bad here was Dreamscape Artist. And I only feel minorly okay about this because it is a good card, but we don't have anything good in our graveyard to make it work. Like, this is probably a better one for the Onyxia or the Narcy deck than it is for this one. So I would be leaning more into what creatures can I get that have valuable card draw triggers. Like, oh, you know who you love? You fucking love a 3-mana 3/3 with Island Walk who draws 3 cards. Oh. Oh. Even if you, like, let's say you get Birds of Paradise, you play them turn 2, and then you play your commander turn 3. Even if they're not coming in as a 3/3, they're just a reliable card draw engine, and then when your summons start going down, you can put them on Cold-Eyed Selkie, and now Cold-Eyed Selkie is drawing you like 5 every turn. So the other O tag I would suggest you look into is Bant Saboteur. If you go this route, it is going to be more difficult to identify board wipes that are truly one-sided, but that is still the place you would rather be, versus, I think, just trying to sit back and do this passive Enchantress game plan. You could do Kutzil. A lot of your things should be a creature with power greater than its base power, and stopping people from casting on your turn's always fucking good. You could do Kodama. I would not lean super heavy into the enchantments. Like, you could do Enduring Curiosity to get the best of both worlds. But that's the energy I would be on. I would be on, like, no, I'm playing stuff. I'm getting in for early damage. That early damage is getting me something. I'm playing, a summon who is trying to keep the strongest player off balance, and then when I draw into my clones, that's when it's going to get crazy. But I'm still drawing cards. I'm still, like, board wiping you, or if I play Summon Leviathan, board wiping me. Just Bant value, bam, 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 bam. So I think where we went wrong is we saw how few summons we had, went, oh, that sucks. What if I just lean to the best summons, but then we don't have enough stuff to do on the way? So what I'm trying to propose is better stuff we can do on the way, and ramp that is going to better reflect that. So if anybody in the comments has different ideas, please let me know. But I wish you the best, and I do hope this helps.